of Justice, Elections Division,
Yes.
meddling in Texas. Help us.
I am, in fact, already met with Stan about this, and he's asking about the Department of Justice is trying to force the Harris County, actually because the Supreme Court quite correctly threw out the piece of the Voting Rights Act that was based on ancient history. That there's a piece of the Voting Rights Act that said that anything the old 11 states in the Confederacy does is presumed to be done on a racially discriminatory basis. And that is ancient history, and of course hadn't happened in eons. So the U.S. Supreme Court said, wait a minute, you can't make the 11 states in the old Confederacy comply with findings that date to the 1950s and 60s. You got to actually have current evidence of discriminatory impact of whatever it is you're doing. So that Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act was thrown out. So they could no longer force, we've still got voter ID in Texas is valid, Dwayne, isn't it? Voter ID in Texas, everybody's got to show an ID in Texas. And Stan is here somewhere. I don't know where Stan had to take off. Voter ID is still required in Texas. The Department of Justice is, as Alan says, hassling, is harassing, intimidating the Harris County clerk on, what is it, the
ADA
Americans with Disability Act. And Stan has already come in to see me, and I am going to sit down with I've asked the lawyers for the Department of Justice to come in with Stan, and I'm going to be an arbiter and just sit down and show me where there's really a violation. And there's really not. I've looked at the list. Stan showed me. Stan is not going to sign. All the Department of Justice wants is for Harris County to sign a consent decree enforceable by a judge, and then they've got their hooks in us again.
Yep.
And Stan's not going to do that, and I've got his back. And I'm going to help him.
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, ma'am.
What about funding about Planned Parenthood? We kept talking about
Oh.
it, now where is that?
We are going to pass standalone legislation next week to defund them. We'll probably hit them two different ways. One, to go after them criminally there's already existing criminal violations. You can't obviously harvest the parts of human beings and sell them for a profit. I mean, I can't even look at the videos. They're so awful. It just makes your skin crawl. It's appalling. And we will cut off their money. We'll vote to cut their money off in the House. We'll vote to go after them and strengthen the criminal penalties. I just can't predict what the Senate's going to do. I mean, that's why all of us in the Texas delegation are, thank you, ma'am.